with that being said, I'm going to introduce Dr. Jung today, and he's fabulous. He speaks a very good getting fit while you sit, so you guys enjoy your lunch.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. Yeah, my name is Dr. Jung, and I want to thank you all for coming and spending your lunchtime with me today. I'm going to do my best to make sure that this is not a waste of your time and that you learn something new that you can start implementing today. Now, for the sake of time management, if you have any questions during this talk, I ask that you please hold on to them until the very end because we will have a short Q&A session then. Okay? You guys ready to get started?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Now, if anyone here wants to take more prescription medication and increase your healthcare costs, please raise your hands. All right, good. That means we're on the same page because I'm here to teach you how to get well and stay well with simple lifestyle changes. Now, we're going to start off today's talk with a short survey to assess everyone's current level of health. I'm just going to ask you a single question, and if anything applies to you, I just want you to raise your hand and just hold them up momentarily. Okay? So, if you suffered from any of these symptoms within the last 3 months, please raise your hand and just hold them up for me. All right, now take a look around the room. Go ahead and put your hands down. Now, this is a cause for concern because these things are not normal. They may be common, but they're not normal. Diabetes is very common nowadays, right? But it's not normal. So these are all warning signs that your health is not optimal and is declining. These symptoms are your body whispering to you that there's something wrong. And if you don't take the time to find out the cause, these whispers will eventually turn into screams. Now, what would you do if your check engine light in your car turned on? You get it checked out, right? Because it could just be a simple fix. But what happens if you ignore it? It will lead to major repairs which cost more time, energy, and money. And in some cases, it may be a lost cause and be beyond repair. Well, your body doesn't have a check engine light. Instead, it warns you with symptoms. Now, symptoms can be very misleading because people tend to think that once a symptom occurs, that's when their problem started, but it's not true. The problem has been there for a long time. You see, symptoms are the last thing to appear when your body's not functioning properly, not the first. 60% of the time, the first symptom of a heart attack is what? Does anybody know? It's a heart attack. Okay? Most cancers take up to 8 years to produce any symptoms, and by the time they do, it's usually too late. So if you have any symptoms, please don't ignore them, take them seriously, and get them fixed, because the longer you wait, the longer it's going to take to resolve. And again, if you wait too long, some cases it may not be able to be fixed at all. Okay? So the topic for today is stay fit while you sit, but before we dive into that, I just wanted to give you an idea of my philosophy and my approach to health, because I know that's why you're all here, is to get a little bit healthier. So, in order to attain health, let's first define health. The definition of health is homeostatic cell function, or more simply, just proper cell function. So what do we need to do to get our cells to function properly? Well, that all depends on you and your lifestyle choices. You are in total control of your health through your actions. Health is a result of action, not luck. Health does not happen by chance. It's a choice. Same goes for sickness and disease. Sickness and disease does not happen by random chance or bad luck. It's not, oh, he got heart disease, how unlucky. She got cancer, how unlucky. You don't catch disease. You become disease. It slowly develops in your body because of unhealthy lifestyle choices. The fact of the matter is that all diseases that you're not born with are due to either toxicities and or deficiencies. Let me say that again. All diseases are caused by either toxicities and or deficiencies. You're either toxic with something that is incongruent with your innate genetic intelligence, or you're deficient in something that your innate genetic intelligence needs to express health and express life. That's it. It's that simple. Therefore, your level of health, or the lack thereof, is the genetic expression of your lifestyle choices. Now, what you need to understand is that you are genetically programmed for health. The medical community has gotten you to believe that you're genetically programmed for sickness and disease. They're always looking for the cancer gene, the diabetes gene. They want you to believe that your genes make mistakes, and that's not true. Our genes don't make mistakes. We do. We put bad things into our bodies, or we don't put good things into our bodies. Remember, you are genetically programmed for health. Our genes are the blueprint for health, and that's all they are. Our genes are merely the blueprint for health. So let's take two houses with the exact same blueprint. One house we use good building materials, the other house we use poor building materials. Is there going to be a difference between those houses? Yes. Should we blame the blueprint for that? Of course not. It's because of our genes that we all have the blueprint for health. Therefore, we all have the potential to be healthy. But who's responsible for supplying your innate genetic intelligence with the raw materials it needs? Who's responsible for supplying the materials for the blueprint of health that each and every one of us is born with? You are. And that's the difference between getting someone well and treating them for their symptoms with drugs that make them feel better, but in reality, they're getting sicker and sicker. See, drugs are all toxic poisons that decrease cell function. Remember, health by definition was what? Proper cell function. That's why drugs will never get you healthy. They don't even claim to do so. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a second. Every time I go to my medical doctor with a problem, he throws pills at me. And that's what they do. The thing is, those drugs may get rid of your symptoms, but not in a healthy way. I want you to think of it this way. If I took a completely healthy individual and I started giving them drugs, what do you think is going to happen to that person? They're going to get sick, right? So how do you expect to get a sick person well with the same approach? It doesn't make sense. Drugs are great for crisis care, emergency care, life or death situations. It's for short-term relief with possible side effects and no long-term benefit. The fact is, drugs are detrimental to your health with chronic use. You know, there's not people walking out there with, high cholesterol, and they have it because they're deficient in lipitor. You don't get headaches because of a Tylenol deficiency. It sounds silly, right? And it is. So the thing is, I want to teach you guys how to get healthy and stay healthy. How do we do that? Remove toxicities and deficiencies, right? Why? Because they cause stress. And stress is the root of all evil. Stress is the core cause of every disease known to man. See, our bodies can only handle so much stress and still function properly. Once you exceed that limit, our bodies break down and allow sickness and disease to set in. So how do we get rid of, or how do we dissipate stress? There are 3 things that you must do. You need to move well, eat well, think well. Move well, eat well, think well. If you can do these 3 things for a period of time, you will get well. And if you're currently not doing these 3 things, you're not well. You may not be outwardly sick, but you're not well.